Here with reaction, author of the #1 massive bestseller, Under Siege, My Family's Fight to Save Our Nation, Eric Trump. All right, New York City, but it's bigger than that. Kathy Hochul bowing at the altar of Mamdani. Then you've got this lunatic with the Nazi tattoo up in Maine. Then you got Karen Bass now being challenged from the left. Then you got, the socialist, leftist mayor of Seattle that lives with mommy and daddy in her 40s. So help me out. I've never seen it this bad. What's happening?
Well, Sean, it's really sad what's happening. I mean, you're seeing all these major companies and all these major cities going one direction, right? And it's leaving those cities in a horrible spot. I mean, look at the mayor of Seattle literally going after Starbucks. I mean, they're the largest employer there by far. You had Bezos, right? He took Amazon out of there. You look at California, you see Tesla leaving and going to Texas. You see Charles Schwab. They're leaving California. They're going to Texas. You go to Illinois, another liberal bastion. You see Citadel, right? One of the largest investment houses in the country. Guess where they're going? They're going to Miami, Florida. You look at Boeing, which used to be outside Illinois as well. And guess where they're going? They're going to Texas. Everybody is leaving all these liberal places. They're leaving these liberal cities, which are attacking them left and right. I mean, I don't need to remind you when AOC was going after Amazon, when Amazon wanted to set up their headquarters in New York City, they were going to bring tens and tens of thousands of high-paying jobs to New York City, and she ran them out like absolute dogs, right? And then you wonder why you have the chop zone in Seattle, and you wonder why you have massive, every weekend in Chicago, you've got 70 shootings, you've got mass murder, you've got, half the buildings in some of these cities are vacant. All because these politicians are running great American companies that were literally founded, have the city's DNA in them. They're running them out of these places, and they're sending every single one of these companies to guess where? Florida, to North Carolina, to Texas, to Republican strongholds where they're not going to get treated like crap. I mean, hey, I left New York City, and guess where I went? I went to Florida because we were literally run out of the city. And it's very, very sad because these cities are amazing places. And it's all because of terrible politics.
They're not amazing anymore, though, Eric. I left with you. It's not amazing anymore. I used to call it the greatest city in the world, and I really believed it when I said it. Not anymore. It's not. And
it's all because of politics, Sean. I mean, all these people need to do, take an example like New York. Safe streets, clean streets, lower taxes, meaning make it affordable, make it, advantageous for companies to be there. And there's no place in the world that could compete against New York City, right? No one could compete against New York City, and yet, then you have a socialist, you have a communist, however you want to label him, who wants to nationalize grocery stores and wants to arrest Netanyahu, hates the Jewish people, hates the Indian population, wants to defund the law enforcement, and you know what that's going to cause. It's so sad. All these people need to do is focus on safe streets, clean streets, reasonable taxes, and these cities will thrive on their own without government intervention.
James Carville was on with Kayleigh McEnany, and he said the quiet part out loud, that if Democrats get back in power, they want to pack the courts, they want D.C., Puerto Rico statehood, and everything you write about that your family lived through really for 10 years now, but everything you went through, they're going to go through all again. We'd live through that one more time. I'm sure the last thing that you or the country wants or needs. Thoughts?
Well, Sean, they have no other playbook, right? I mean, they had no playbook. All their policies are terrible policies. I mean, they weren't popular. They sat there and spent 4 years advocating for 6'5" men to swim in collegiate women's sports, right? Bad policy. They were clapping when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for the national anthem, during the national anthem at football games, a guy who made $30 million a year. They're clapping. They're celebrating these successes. They were applauding, the female Olympic soccer team as they turned their back again when they hoisted the American flag. And I could go down. I mean, the woke policies and the transgender policies and the men changing in female locker rooms and, children's schools. They were wrong on all these policies. And then they have somebody like Donald Trump who goes in, who just wants a safe border, who wants to get rid of the cartels, who wants to keep our cities safe, who cleaned up Washington, D.C. in about 3 seconds, who put together the biggest tax cut in American history, peace in the Middle East, stopping all the wars, putting America first, not letting us get ripped off by absolutely everybody, focusing on religion, freedom of religion, and our Constitution, our American flag. right? And what are they doing? They're literally advocating for men to swim in women's sports. They've lost America by doing this. And so they don't have any good policies, Sean. So guess what they have to do? They have to weaponize the courts, and they have to weaponize the DOJ, and they have to, steal and cheat, and screw with the elections. That's who these people are. They have no other playbook other than to weaponize every single system through ultimate control. And we saw that over the last 4-year period of time. And frankly, America is sick and tired of it. And it's why my father won the popular vote, and it's why he won every single swing state, and it's why every state in the country went to the right.
All right. I don't know. I might see a political future in your future. We'll see. Eric, we appreciate you being with us. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.